A few weeks ago, Sennheiser sent me their newest lav mic system, the EW-DP, and although testing it here in the studio, everything worked perfectly, I've been waiting to release this review until I could use it on a real video shoot. Because there's something about wireless audio and it knows if it's an important shoot or not, and if it's an important shoot, it will fail every time, I guarantee it. And I did actually get this system to fail, so I'm glad I waited. Let's talk about everything. This video is sponsored by Click-a-Snap, which is a brand new social media platform. It's one part Instagram, one part Shutterstock, and one part Google AdSense all wrapped into one. The most unique element of Click-a-Snap is that you get paid up to $9 for every 1,000 views your images get, which is honestly much more than we get paid on YouTube. And if you want, you can choose to sell your photos on the platform as well. Unlike every other social media platform, with Click-a-Snap, you don't have to give up your image rights, you don't have to figure out how to game some algorithm, and there's no data harvesting or selling to third-party entities. If you're a photographer looking for a new way to display your work while also making money, join Click-a-Snap in the link below. For years at Fstoppers, we've been using the wireless G system. I think we started with G2s, then moved up to G3s, now we've got G4s. And although these have been incredibly reliable in the sense that they've never broken and they always work, we do constantly have issues with static ruining our audio. Just recently, I flew to Florida to film a couple of makeup shots for this new tutorial we did with Elia Licardi called Photographing the World Japan. And because I'm an idiot, these are the only mics I brought. And while I was filming out on the beach with him, this is the audio that I captured.
First thing I'm gonna do is take a wide angle shot. And I want some of the nature in the foreground, the steps, and then the building and maybe the sky in the background.
The audio for that video was so bad, we decided not to even release it with the tutorial, so that is incredibly frustrating. Now, recently we switched over to the DJI mic system. This system is incredibly cheap and unbelievably convenient. You get two microphones, they're super small, they come in this charging case, and it charges the mics and the receiver all in this one little case. Believe it or not, this mic system has been far more reliable. I've never had an issue with static or disconnecting, anything like that. I just turn it on and it works every single time. But if there ever was a problem, these transmitters have internal recording. So let's say you were recording somebody and they walked a mile away, there's no way it could connect over to the receiver. You can plug this in when you get back to the computer and get all of the audio files off of this directly, and you're never gonna have to worry about a connection issue at all. Now, this system has been so reliable, I've never had to do that, but it's still nice to know that it's an option. So Sennheiser reached out and they wanted to send me their newest system, and I was excited to try it because although the DJI system has been more reliable in the past, there's no doubt that I get better audio quality with the Sennheiser, and when it comes to things like build quality, there's no comparison at all. Let's first talk about the things I like about this new system. With the older Sennheiser transmitter units, they come with a little screen and navigation buttons, and you can go in and change a bunch of stuff. They have simplified all of that now, and this is so much better. They've removed the screen completely. There's no navigation buttons at all. There's simply an on and off button here, and then on the top, there's a mute switch and a sync button. Everything that you need to do now is all on the receiver, which of course makes way more sense because your talent is going to be wearing the transmitter. Now, one thing that we always had to consider with the older Sennheiser units was the audio level of our microphone. And depending on the placement on the person or how loud our talent might be, we might have to go in and manually change it. You no longer have to do that. Basically, it's not possible to clip your audio anymore. As long as you are not overloading the mic itself, there's no possible way to clip the audio from the transmitter. The clipping is only going to be happening from the receiver side, and that means you only have to change one audio level, which makes things so much easier. Finding a clean audio channel and syncing both of these units up is so much easier now as well. You can go into the menu, tell it to scan all of the available channels, it's going to find a clean channel for you, and then you simply tap the sync button on both of these units and they will automatically pair. The receiver comes with this interesting cheese plate that is magnetic, which allows you to easily pull this off of a camera if you wanted to, and it also allows you to stack multiple receivers if you had multiple actors all mic'd up. All right, now what did I not like so much right out of the box? The first thing was just the size. I kind of feel like we're moving in the wrong direction here. This is literally larger than the last unit. So I don't quite understand why this is getting bigger when the other mics on the market are so much smaller. So that was a little upsetting. And speaking about size, this magnetic cheese plate mounting system, I could see this being incredibly useful if you were shooting with a large cinema camera and you were attaching this to cheese plates that were already on your rig. But when this comes to fitting on top of a small DSLR, I think this is pretty big and cumbersome. The other thing I noticed is that when I'm packing this down in my bag, these two antennas are pretty hefty and I don't really want to bend them, but if I tilt them down, you can see they stick out beyond the edge of the receiver. So it doesn't fit in my bag quite as easily as the older units as well. Now, the biggest problem that I have with this system is that the transmitter does not come with onboard recording like Rode's and DJI's system currently does. And Rode's system and DJI's system is a fraction of the size and a fraction of the price of this system. So I don't understand why Sennheiser wouldn't put that feature in. And to make things even more confusing, in the future, Sennheiser is going to be selling this wireless XLR adapter, which does have internal recording. So you're gonna be able to put a small memory card in this thing and record from that internally. Why in the world wouldn't they include that in the transmitter? But maybe that safety channel is not important at all, because if this system is 100% reliable and you never have to worry about static and drop signal anymore, you're not gonna need that safety channel. So that leads me to my real world test. I went out to San Juan with my business partner Patrick, and we filmed 6 different photo shoots for Pro Photo and their new lighting system. When we got downtown, the first thing I did was I scanned all of the channels on my receiver here. I let this choose the cleanest channel in the area. And at the beginning, everything was working perfectly.
We have this beautiful soft light hitting the wall very evenly. Everyone's gonna look good in this because the light is so soft. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like with just natural light.
We were relatively close to water, which has been a problem in the past. And of course, we were in a relatively large city, which has been a problem for me in the past with clean audio. But I wasn't hearing any of the random static noises that I had with my older G4 system. That is until we walked a few meters closer to the water, and then this happened.
All right, Gene, can you go a little further? Rock. And you could even, when you get there, you could even tilt the light a little to make up for it. I just want to...
Now, I don't exactly know what's happening here. The older Sennheiser units that we have would make these weird static noises. This system doesn't seem to do that at all. It just cuts out and goes silent, which in a way is even worse because you might just think your talent isn't talking when in reality they are talking and you just can't hear anything. So right in the middle of filming, I had to say, hold on guys, let me scan all the channels, let me find a new clean channel. Then I had to sync up the receiver and the transmitter again, and for some reason, when I did it the second time, it was not easy or automatic. It kept failing. I'm not exactly sure if I was doing something wrong, but it was just so frustrating to have everybody waiting on me, and I don't understand how to use my gear, even though this is like the top of the line, best gear out right now. I don't know what was going wrong. But then we filmed for another 3 or 4 hours and it worked perfectly. Patrick got really far away from me and it had no connection issue at all. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if we can say that the system is unreliable just because it failed for me in this one situation. I don't know if we were right next to some hidden radio tower or what, but I do know that this system failed for whatever reason, and my cheaper, smaller, more convenient DJI system worked perfectly the entire time. I really want to be able to recommend this mic system. I mean, there's no doubt that the audio quality is significantly better compared to the DJI or Rode system. But for me, the #1 most important thing is reliability. And if I can't have 100% reliability, then give me internal recording. And this system currently doesn't give me either. The fact that Sennheiser is going to be selling this XLR adapter that does have internal recording in the near future tells me that maybe they are going to be coming out with one of these packs that does have internal recording one day. And for that reason, I'm going to suggest you wait until that comes out, until buying this system.